Underneath the waves of the beaches we love lies one of Earth's most beautiful ecosystems. The coral reefs we see are teeming with life and support over millions of aquatic species because of their complex and detailed structures that act as homes for these creatures. In these coral reefs, you can see sea urchins watch over the ocean floor while the starfish can navigate through the rocky terrain. This is what a healthy ocean environment looks like for both plant life and animal life. A healthy ocean ecosystem is a very delicate environment that needs to have a balance of all sorts of biodiversity. This means having everything from the smallest of plankton to the largest of whales swimming in the deep sea. Each and every organism plays an important role when it comes to the health of the ocean. But now, since the Industrial Revolution started to take shape over 200 years ago, our oceans have been slowly absorbing the consequences of our human activity. You see, the ocean behaves like a sponge, where it absorbs and soaks up all of the carbon dioxide that lies in the atmosphere. Approximately 30% of all carbon dioxide that comes from human activities gets soaked up by the ocean. All of this excess carbon dioxide that is accumulating into the ocean water is what leads to the ocean acidification. So what is ocean acidification and what does this mean for the health and life of our oceans?
When scientists say ocean acidification, it refers to the decrease of the pH levels of the ocean that is caused by when the ocean absorbs the excess carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. It basically means there is a drop from the ocean's naturally neutral state. Now, to understand what all that means, let's talk about the pH scale and how it works. The pH scale measures how acidic or basic a substance is, and in this case we are measuring the ocean water pH. The scale ranges from 0 to 14, where 0 is the most acidic and 14 is the most basic. 7 would be a neutral state of pH. It measures the concentration of hydrogen ions in a solution, where the higher concentrations means a lower pH. Before the Industrial Revolution, the ocean's pH level was typically around 8.4, which classifies the water to be basic, or in other words, alkaline. Currently, the ocean's pH level typically is around 8 to 8.1, which still classifies it as alkaline but is getting very close to being classified as neutral. When carbon dioxide dissolves into the ocean water, it triggers a series of chemical reactions. The simplified equation of how this happens looks like this. Again, this process increases the concentration of hydrogen ions, which makes the water way more acidic. It also reduces the availability of carbon ions that are supposed to be readily available for many marine organisms. Marine organisms require carbonate ions to build their shells, skeletons, and other structural components made of calcium carbonate. This decrease in carbonate ions makes it harder for organisms to build and maintain their calcium carbonate structures. And even in some extreme cases, their shells and skeletons can dissolve under the acidified ocean water conditions. Even the smallest of changes in the pH of the ocean can create massive shifts. The drop in pH that we mentioned earlier may not seem like much, but it actually represents a 30% increase in the acidity of the ocean water. Well, where is all this excess carbon dioxide coming from? The primary source of this extra carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is fossil fuel combustion that is being used for energy and transportation. Other major sources are deforestation that reduces our planet's carbon absorption capacity, industrial processes, and cement production. Healthy coral reefs are one of nature's most amazing creations. They provide everything from habitat to feeding, spawning, and also nursery grounds to over 1 million aquatic species. This also includes commercially harvested fishes. Even though coral reefs cover less than 1% of the ocean floor, they support a quarter of all marine life. Coral reefs also provide essential ecosystem services, such as protecting coastlines from erosion and contributing to the carbon and nutrient cycling. Similar to corals, clams, shellfish, and oysters heavily rely on their calcium carbonate shells for their own protection and survival. These structures that they build out of calcium carbonate are their mobile homes and armor against predators. These shells are vital for the ecosystem because they filter water and provide habitat for other species. Unfortunately, as a result of ocean acidification, carbonate ions are becoming less and less available in the ocean water, which immediately impacts calcifying organisms, which are the animals that build shells and skeletons from calcium carbonate. For example, shellfish find it increasingly difficult to form the protective shells they need to survive and protect themselves due to ocean acidification. In some areas, studies have shown that baby oysters and mussels have been shown to struggle to develop their shells at all, which leads to stunted growth and higher death rates. Their weakened shells or lack thereof makes it way easier for these organisms to contract diseases and make them more vulnerable to predators. This threatens entire food webs that rely heavily on mussels, clams, and oysters for their food.
How has ocean acidification affected you guys personally?
Dude, for me, it changed my whole life. I'm a sea urchin and my shell used to be so strong, dude. Now it's getting so brittle. Some guy stepped on me while dancing and I almost crumbled away instead of my shell protecting me. I can't even protect myself from predators anymore, man. My armor's falling apart.
Dude, I totally agree. When I lose a limb now, it takes forever to grow back. What? If it even grows back at all, because and the little ones, think about the little ones, it just got worse. Their shells are all messed up from the start. They can't even grow no more.
Yeah, dude, I get you. And humans act like a tiny pH change isn't a big deal, but for us, it's not for them, man. Our food's dying, our bodies are weak, and the whole ocean food web's starting to fall apart, man.
Bro, we're dying out here.
So sea urchin, how do you think ocean acidification affects your spikes?
Man, I just feel like it affects my spikes because before, my spikes were so strong, not even someone stepping on them could break them. But now, as soon as that fish lightly brushes against them, they crumble away. I look like I'm in Endgame, and freaking that blue-purple guy with snap his fingers and boom, I'm gone.
That's very sad.
It's very, very sad.
So, starfish.
Nah, stop it.
Do you think ocean acidification affects your ability to raise your family?
Like my what?
Family.
My family? Oh, dude. My family, they all died recently. I have to laugh to cope because I can't take this no more. So, yeah, my mom, she just died. My dad is on his deathbed. And my husband, he's also on his deathbed. The ocean, the water here is just so acid, it's just there's so much acid that I can't breathe no more. And I can't touch the ground like how I used to touch it, It's horrible. I'm dying out here.
You're dying out there, man.
I understand. So, what do you guys wish humans would do about this issue?
Bro, stop combusting the fossil fuels. It is not that hard. Just use the renewable sources. Guys, it's not about the profit, it's about my life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry about
5
that.
minutes away to the damn thing. It's not going to 7-Eleven when you can walk people.
Jets, guys, it's not worth it.
No private jets, man, I'm telling you.
It's not good.
You guys should talk to Taylor Swift.
We will talk to Taylor Swift. We will trust.
Send her an email. Also, don't send too many emails. That also wastes combustion,
Combustion. No combustion, man. No combustion.
All right, so
my disease.
We got pull out chat. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
okay.
The ocean's food web is a very complicated network of relationships, and its base primarily consists of tiny calcifying organisms like petropods, such as sea butterflies, that serve as a crucial food source for fish, whales, and other marine life. As acidification weakens these base organisms, it causes a ripple effect throughout the entire ecosystem. Fish that once found shelter in complex coral structures now struggle to find homes and food among the dead and the dying reefs. Ocean acidification negatively affects the fish by disrupting the formation of their shells and skeletons that they depend on for food and shelter. It can alter their sensory abilities, cause them respiratory stress, and create a lot of reproductive issues. Coral reefs ecosystems become increasingly vulnerable as acidification makes it harder for corals to build and maintain their skeleton. The weakened reefs are now more susceptible to erosion and disease, leading to the loss of the complex habitats that help support many fish species. We depend on oceans far too much to treat them this poorly. Oceans provide us with food, jobs, recreation, and they help regulate our planet's climate. Ocean acidification isn't just an environmental crisis, it's an economic and social emergency that affects all of us.
The solution starts with transitioning to more renewable energy sources that helps reduce carbon dioxide emissions. We can support more sustainable transportation, energy-efficient technology, and more policies that help protect our marine ecosystems.
We can also help support marine conservation efforts simply by reducing our individual carbon footprint. And we can demand more action from leaders who have the power to implement a large-scale change.